Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to show you how to install PostgreSQL 13 and pgAdmin 4 on Windows 10 Complete Guide. So if you're not familiar with PostgreSQL, this is often referred to as Postgres. So this is a powerful open source relational database management system, and it is widely used for handling large-scale applications due to its advanced features, extensibility, and strong performance. Postgres supports both SQL and JSON querying, making it a flexible choice for modern application. So for us to be able to begin, the first step to install PostgreSQL 13 on Windows 10 is to download this. So you'll just need to head onto your preferred web browser. Onto your preferred web browser, just search for PostgreSQL download. Or you could directly go onto their official website, which is this one, postgresql.org. So feel free to copy this one out onto your end and paste it onto your browser. Then right after, so this is their official website. Here, you should be able to see what is new to PostgreSQL and its latest releases. So you could also see its upcoming events, mailing list, and many information in here. So feel free to go ahead and browse through all of the things that you could see here. Then right after, to proceed downloading this, we have the download option. So you'll just have to simply click on downloading here and you'll get redirected onto their download website. So there are different packages and installer, and you could select your operating system family in here to go ahead and download that. So we have Linux, Mac OS, Windows, BSD, and Solaris. So since we're trying to install this on Windows 10 or 11 or any Windows version, click on Windows in here. Then right after, it will go ahead and automatically redirect you to the Windows installer. So you'll just have to click on the download the installer in here, which is certified by EPD for all supported Postgres version. So just simply click onto this and it will automatically download in here, or it will redirect you to another download link which has the versions already. So since we're trying to install PostgreSQL 13, you'll just have to scroll until you find the right version. So we have 13.18 in here. If you want the latest one, we have 17.2. And then right after, just choose in your operating system. So go ahead and click onto the button that is into your operating system. For example, we want Windows. So we're just going to click this one in here. That is also connected or in line with 13.18. So click onto that and it will go ahead and redirect you onto another page wherein it will go ahead and start your download. So it will start automatically, and if it will not start automatically onto your end, there is a button in here that you could click. So you'll just have to wait for this one to be finished. So as you can see, it is now downloading, and let's wait for this. Now, once the download is complete, you need to go ahead and locate the downloaded file in your downloads folder. So feel free to find that onto your end. So I have mine in here. And then right after, we'll just have to double click onto the file to launch the installation wizard. Now, as you can see, it will open the setup for PostgreSQL. So you'll just have to click on next in here, and then right after, it will ask you to specify the directory where PostgreSQL will be installed. So just choosing your directory for that one, and then right after, you could click on next. Then you'll need to select the components. So make sure that this PostgreSQL server, pgAdmin 4, stack builder, and command line tools are completely checked out. So these are important things, so just check onto them, and then you'll just have to click on next to continue. The next step is to choose a data directory. So we have the default one already in here. I think this one is good already, but if you want to change this, feel free to click onto this icon here. So click on next. Right after, you'll have to set a password for the PostgreSQL super user, and you need to keep this password safe. So type in a password in here and retype it again. So let's type in my password here and then type in back again. Right after, we'll just have to click on next. Then it will go ahead and ask you to confirm the default port 5432. So remember this since you might need to use this later on. So this one is good already. So you could also choose to change this, and then you'll just have to click on next through the remaining prompts. Now, setup is now ready to begin installing PostgreSQL on your computer. Just simply click on next again. So as you can see, it is now starting. So we'll just have to wait for the installation to complete so that we could go ahead and proceed to the next step. Now, right after the installation is complete, you should be able to see the message that it is finished installing on your computer. So right after that, there is a finish button in here. Just simply click onto that one to proceed. Now, it will go ahead and welcome you to the Stack Builder. So you could go ahead and try to cancel this one first or close this one out, since you could just do this one later on. So click on yes, and then let's go ahead and verify PostgreSQL installation. So we're just gonna open the start menu or the search bar on your computer and then search for pgAdmin 4. So you should be able to see that one in here. You'll just have to click on open. So once you launch pgAdmin 4, it will go ahead and prompt you for the password that you set during installation. So it is very important to go ahead and make sure that you keep in mind the password that you set earlier. So as you can see, we're still waiting for this one to start. So just wait for this one until it's done. Now, this is what you'll see once you have launched that. So as you can see, there is a welcome screen in here, and you could go ahead and expand the servers here under Object Explorer onto the left side of it. So just simply go ahead and click onto that. And as you can see, we have here two versions. Since I have installed the latest version before, so we're seeing two versions in here, and we have seen the installed one or the recently installed one, which is the 13. So you could expand this by clicking onto the arrow, and if you want to connect to a server, it will go ahead and ask you for the password. So this is what I mentioned earlier. So simply type in the password that you have put in or set up earlier, and then so that you won't have to go ahead and repeat the same thing of doing the password again, simply click on save and click on OK. So as you can see, you should be able to see the activity, state, configuration, logs, and system of your server already. Now, since we're here already on to our PostgreSQL 13 server, you should be able to see the databases, login or group roles, and table spaces. So let's head and dive further on databases. So for us to be able to go ahead and open the databases, so do the same thing. We'll have to expand this using this arrow here onto its side. So these are the different things inside it. And then to create a database here onto the database, you'll just kind of hover onto the database word, right click onto this, and you should be able to see a create option. So create, then create a database here. So you'll just have to enter a database name, like for example, new DB, like that. And then you'll just have to click on save. So right after that, your new DB should be created. So this is the other database that we have, which is Postgres, and this is the newly created one, which is the new DB. So it should be available onto the list right after you create this. Now, for us to be able to go ahead and create a table in PostgreSQL, we need to open the query tool in pgAdmin 4. So to go ahead and find the query tool, you should be able to find the one here onto the upper part of the screen. So we have the shortcut key for that, which is Alt Shift Q. So simply click onto that. And then right after, we'll have to go ahead and type in an SQL command to create a table. So for this one, we're going to go ahead and create a sample table for employees. I have here a sample query or SQL command. So let's paste it in here, which is going to create a table which is named employees, and it will have a person ID, full name, and address. So right after that, we'll just have to run to execute the query. So this is the run button for that, or the execute script. So we'll just have to simply click onto that, and you should be able to see onto the messages in here if the query is successful or not. So as you can see, it did created the table in here, and to insert data into the table, we'll have to go ahead and type in another command in here, or SQL command or query, to insert some data. So let's try to insert in here. Let's try to remove this first, and let's paste it. So we're going to insert the employee's full name and address. So the employee's full name would be John Doe, and its address would be New York. So right after that, we'll do the same thing. Click on run or execute. You could use this. You could use a shortcut key, which is F5. Click on this one. And as you can see, it has inserted data. So query is successful, and we could go ahead and view the data onto the table by using another SQL command. So let's type in something like this. So select, then from, and this is the table name, employees, and they should run the following SQL query to retrieve all records. So we'll click onto the play button again in here, run or execute. and they should go ahead and give you the data output below. So instead of messages, so it show a message here earlier or a pop-up that it is successful, and it also shows you the data output that you just run a query to go ahead and see your table. So we have here the person ID, so it is automatically generated since this is our first insert onto the table, so it is generated as one. We have the full name, John Doe, the address, New York. So we have here also the character varying, so it is up until 255 characters, the same thing with the address. So this one is characters and this one is integer. So you could also view your query history here beside the query. So here you should be able to see what are the different actions that you did, what time it was made onto your table or database. So going back, so you could also go ahead and try to be creative as possible. You could add more characters in here. Like, for example, let's try to add in another employee. So instead of John Doe, let's name this Anna Paris. Then we're going to go ahead and try to change from New York to London. And then right after, we're going to go ahead and try to run this. So it is inserted already. Let's try to see it again. So let's try to add in another query command here to view the table. So let's try to view the changes that we did since we've added another employee to our table. So click on play or run. And then you could see already in here that on number 2, we have Anna Perez added. So you could add as many as you like. And here we have different also options here wherein you could add in a row. You could also go ahead and paste, delete. You could save the results to a file. You could use a graph visualizer for this, and you could see also the SQL query of data. So feel free to go ahead and see also the messages here and the notification. So you could see that it is successfully run, and there are 2 rows affected onto this new insert that we did onto our table. And that is just basically it. You have successfully installed PostgreSQL 13 and pgAdmin 4 onto your Windows 10. You also created a database, a table, inserted the data, and queried it. PostgreSQL is a robust tool that can help you manage large-scale databases efficiently. And if you think that this tutorial has been helpful to you, then don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and we'll see you on to our next video. Happy coding!